Welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 7th September 2021, which is a Tuesday. But before we begin, I would request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I also want to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes just like this one, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign video horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. And before we begin, there is something I'd like to mention, and that's that I have posted long term energy for your sun and rising sign on my YouTube channel. Now, that video covers the energies till 2023 for your sun rising sign, and you can watch that if you're interested. It talks about things like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and what those mean for your particular sign. All right, so let's talk about the astrology today. And before we begin, I do want to mention that we are coming into Tuesday from a new moon in Virgo, which happened yesterday. And the new moon in Virgo was a new beginning that could have come about quite unexpectedly and suddenly because it was in a trine with Uranus. And it was also a beginning that will push us one more step towards embracing our unique, authentic self. You can always watch the details in my new moon video, which is already on YouTube. And that being said, let's talk about today. And the first important thing happens at about 6 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 6 p.m. or so Indian Standard Time. If you are on the eastern part of the world, the Indian time will resonate more with you. Alternatively, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know exactly when the energy is going to happen for you. And the first important aspect is that the moon in Virgo at 21 degrees is opposing Neptune. Now, the moon is our emotions, it's in our heart and soul, and Neptune is the planet of delusions, of addictions, depression, drugs, and it is also the planet of the spiritual realms, of the higher realms. It's a very creative planet, it's the higher octave of Venus. So, Neptune has two very distinct energies. One, it can be the most spiritual, magical, creative experience, or on the other hand, it can really confuse us, make us feel low, depressed, can bring about addictions. So that's Neptune. And in this case, Neptune is opposing our emotions, right? The moon. And the need is to integrate these two elements. So, one way this energy can manifest is that we feel confused emotionally. We feel a little low emotionally. We can feel depressed at this point. That's one manifestation. Alternatively, we can feel very creative and magical and spiritual, but since this is an opposition, a stressful aspect, it is likely that we might feel some confusion. But if you are feeling the confusion, if you are feeling that feeling of a little being a little low, then that's this energy. So just be mindful of that and let it pass if it is the negative manifestation of Neptune. Alternatively, this can really instill in us some need to connect with spirituality, some need to be creative. And if that's happening for you, channel that energy in creative spiritual pursuits. So that's the first thing. The second thing happens at about 11 a.m. Pacific time, and that's a positive aspect. So this is 11 a.m. Pacific time, around 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And what's happening here is that the moon in the sign of Virgo is trining Pluto retrograde, a positive aspect. And Pluto is the planet of catharsis, of healing, of endings, beginnings, transformation, regeneration, right? And the moon is our emotions. So this could very well be a transformation to our emotions, a healing, a catharsis to our emotions, or an ending of an old way of being and a beginning of a new one. And this is not stressful. And since both these planets are in earth signs, right? Virgo and Capricorn, this could very well concern our material reality. It could very well be that we change something, transform something, end something, begin something when it comes to material things. It could be that we change how we plan or organize as well because the moon is in Virgo. But this is a point of transformation, and it is connected to the recent past because Pluto is retrograde. It was at about 24 degrees around April. So think of your life back then. Something connected to that is either leading to a transformation, you're transforming that thing, or you're transforming your emotions connected to something about April. It could be either one of these things. But this is not stressful. The next thing happens at about noon. And what's happening here is that the moon has conjuncted Mars, right? It's conjuncted Mars. Now, the moon is our emotions, and Mars is the planet of initiative, of taking action, of our drive, our willpower. But Mars is also a warrior, and it gets angry and it gets frustrated. And at this point, two things could happen. One, we find that emotional courage, right? To make things happen, to move forward. And I do think it is the positive manifestation of Mars because Mars here trined Pluto. It's still in a trine technically. So this whole energy is in a trine to Pluto. And so this could be a point where we really get that emotional courage to make things happen. We transform our emotions and we also transform how we take action. So that could be one manifestation. Alternatively, as I said, Mars does get angry. We can feel angry and frustrated, and that anger and frustration can lead to some transformation because oftentimes it does happen that we feel like this is not working. No, this is just not going to work. I need to change something. I need to transform. And yes, that is stressful and that might happen, but this aspect is not stressful. But however, the possibility of it feeling stressful is always there because moon conjunct Mars can feel stressful, right? And the moon has conjuncted Mars. So that's where the stressful element of feeling angry and frustrated, which leads to a transformation, which happens quite easily, can happen. So, to sum it up, this energy can be a lot of emotional drive, a lot of emotional courage to make things happen, and that can come about after frustration. Can. Not necessary, but can. But whatever this is, it will lead to changes, it will lead to transformation, it will lead to catharsis and healing. And the next important aspect happens at about 9 p.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And what's happening here is that the moon has changed signs. From Virgo, it has entered the sign of Libra. Now, Virgo and Libra are very different energies, and whenever the moon changes signs, and it does every 2.5 days, the focus in our life, the energies in our life shift in subtle ways. The moon in Virgo is a lot about planning and organizing and making things perfect and focusing on the day to day, the mundane, our reality. It's also about cleaning, it's about the day to day things of our life. And the moon in Virgo can feel very stressed out as well. But when the moon enters the sign of Libra, it is about relationships, it is about finding balance. So, the next 2.5 days, we're going to try to find balance. We're going to be more focused on relationships. So, that's 9 p.m. Pacific time. And then at 10 p.m. Pacific time, we have something that I spoke about yesterday, but it comes exact today. And that is, let me move up the chart. And that's Mercury here at 11:46 is opposing Chiron retrograde. Now, we spoke about this energy in the new moon video very briefly, but I'll mention it again because it's coming exact today. So this is 10 p.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. India time, Wednesday morning. And what's happening here is that that Mercury, the planet of our mind, our logical mind, thinking, communication, habits, lifestyle, routine, health, job, is opposing Chiron, the planet of our wounds, the planet that heals us by digging that wound deeper and deeper. So the healing with Chiron is always bittersweet. And in this case, it's opposing Mercury. So at this point, we can feel a little low, we can feel a little hurt. mentally, because Mercury is our mind, we can receive some sort of communication that hurts us a little bit, because Mercury is communication. Alternatively, we may need to adjust our thinking, our routine, our diet, our health, our job, so that we can heal ourselves again. Or we can feel hurt about these things. We can feel hurt about, say, our job or health or siblings or peer groups, something about this. So, this energy does not feel good, but it is asking us to heal ourselves when it comes to our thinking, mind, communication, routine, lifestyle, job, and health. And that's pretty much it for today. Now, I will give the big picture of 2021. And the reason I give the big picture of 2021 in every video, almost every video, is because these are the larger themes that form 2021, and we must not lose sight of these themes, right? Because energies do change day to day, moment to moment, month to month, but certain themes stay with us, and these are those themes. And the first is the Uranus Saturn square of 2021. These planets are squaring after 21 years, although the intensity of this energy is very low right now. It was at its peak in the month of June and will be at its peak in the month of December. It is still there, and this energy is asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace the new. It's asking us to embrace a unique, authentic self. And this process of getting rid of the old that doesn't serve us, embracing the new, getting rid of the idea of who we think we should be, and becoming who we actually are can feel stressful, because these planets are squaring 90-degree angle, right? So that's the first important thing about 2021. And the second important thing about 2021 is that it is a year of laying the foundation for two new astrological cycles that started in 2020. The first is the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. Now, these planets meet up once in 20 years, and when they do, they begin a new astrological cycle, which is what happened in December of 2020. And till 2023, we will build this foundation. And another thing we are building in 2021 is the Saturn Pluto conjunction cycle. These two planets met up after 38 years in Jan of 2020 and ended a cycle that started in 1982. And we are building that as well. However, the cycle we are building more is the Saturn Jupiter one, according to me. And to sum it up, 2021 is about change, it's about embracing your authentic self, and it's about setting the base for two long-term astrological cycles, one of which will be with us till 2040, and the other one will be with us till 2053. So that's all for today. I will pick a card and then we will close out the reading. That's a lot of cards that fell out, so I'm going to do it again. We'll just go with the top card. Okay. It says friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. And I think this card is asking us, the moon is going to enter Libra tonight, right? And Libra is about what? Relationships. And this card is saying, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Maybe this card is asking us to examine our friendships and understand what we can learn from them and why they might be in our life. Because the focus for the next 2.5 days, as the moon enters the sign of Libra, will be relationships, including friendships. And that's all I'm going to say. And I hope you have a great Tuesday. And I will see you all for my daily horoscope tomorrow. Bye.